Hello, people of Swaziland. This is Mandla Manti Nkosi. I am calling you from Washington, D.C. I just want to remind you, we as Free Swaziland movement, which is I'm a part of, we told you that there's not going to be dialogue in Swaziland because we understand King Mswati, the psychology and the mentality of the man. And I think it's because a good number of our people are outside of Swaziland. So they're not brainwashed by the propaganda that comes from the media in Swaziland, the Observer, the Times, Swaziland Broadcasting Corporation, and Swazi TV. I forgot what they call it. So, and then on top of that, some of us, like Mati, I've spent time with King Mswati. I've tried to work with him. I've tried to reason with him. And I kind of really got to understand King Mswati, how he thinks and processes information. And then a lot of the people who surround him, who are his advisors today, I went to school with them here in the United States. I know how they think and how they process information. You know, even though some of them have come to the United States and studied here, they are so deeply entrenched in that system that they cannot shake that off. No amount of education could. I was not raised within the royal circles. Okay, my father comes from the royal family, but I was not raised within those circles. I lived like a what we call in Swaziland, what the English call a commoner. I was raised like a commoner. I just lived a normal life. I went to boarding school and I was educated. I grew up Christian. So I don't know nothing about voodoo. I know a little bit. But my point is that we as Swaziland Freedom Movement, in Free Swaziland Movement, we're pushing the government of national unity because we understand the challenges at hand. Okay, you really have to understand the global world, and having studied different countries in Africa, like I have, for example, in Agoa, having lived in the United States and learning about all these different countries, you understand? And I've listened to intelligence being delivered to United States Congress, and I've been in the room and listening. So you learn over time, you understand how countries function, how certain regions of the world function, and how they think and how they process information. You get to learn a lot over time. I've worked for the civil rights community in the United States, especially on South Africa during apartheid. People like Dr. Randa Robinson. So I've learned so much, I have a wealth of information. Then I've worked in the private sector in America, and I've lived and worked here for so many years, as well as a lot of members from Free Swaziland Movement live in the United Kingdom, lived in Canada, and other parts of the world, Australia. So we bring all these brains together, and we brainstorm on issues. And that's why we told you it's a no-go. King Mswati is not going to accept a dialogue for you to strip him of his powers, okay, and downgrade his powers. So it didn't come as a surprise to me that King Mswati withdrew from the invitation by SADC to go to South Africa and meet with them to figure out a way out of this crisis in Swaziland. So we understand the man, we understand the world, we understand how things operate in this global community. So we knew it was one of the things that could possibly happen, that King Mswati could withdraw at the last minute. King Mswati will understand, he does not like being embarrassed internationally. I'll tell you that much. Which is why, I come here and make videos and tell the whole world what King Mswati is doing in Swaziland. Because I know it eats him up. And it bothers him. Okay? So you must understand, that's why I insult him. Because he's not insulted in Swaziland. People always hold him in high esteem, tell him his God is this and that. So when you do the opposite, it really works on his ego. It really works on his psyche. It's very effective. That's why I've been very, very effective on King Mswati. He sends his wives to come talk to me. He sends his brothers and sisters. He sends some of his children to come and talk to me, because I'm bringing it on, because I understand a whole lot. So we in Free Swaziland movement, collectively, we could look at this thing. We're prepared. We're going to go to South Africa as well, in Pretoria, to demonstrate and protest, because we thought, hey, here's a perfect venue. So we regret that this has not happened. And King Mswati, I must tell you that you've lost whatever little credibility you had anywhere else. And all the lies now are coming to be exposed. So everybody now knows, internationally, not just in Southern Africa, the kind of man you are. You came in publicly, you say the country belongs to you, everything in it, including the people of Swaziland. And you're arrogant, you don't even see straight. And what's going to happen, you're going to end up losing everything and end up in prison and eventually end up being executed, as I've recommended. You need to be executed. You need to go on death row and be executed. We in Free Swaziland movement, we knew this was coming.